Today I'm going to be answering loads of your questions that you guys asked me over on Instagram. So let's just get straight into it. I haven't done a Q&A in a while, so I'm excited for this. First off, LibbyG2007, did you follow a certain plan to get your splits? I didn't exactly follow a certain plan. I did a full month challenge of trying to get my splits flat in a month from like not being able to do them. And that video was honestly so fun, and I'm thinking that I definitely want to do some more 30-day challenges like that. So if you guys go and watch the video, you'll notice like at first I was trying to stretch every day, but then near the end of the challenge, I realized that sometimes when I'd stretch, if I wasn't like fully warmed up, like if I didn't do it after I'd done like a proper workout, I just wouldn't be nearly as flexible as if I did it like after a workout. And also when I'm stretching so much and like really forcing myself, I can get quite sore, and I feel like sometimes if I'm stretching when I'm sore, it's not really beneficial. So basically I just stretch every time like after I work out. So I work out 3-4 times a week, so I am still stretching almost every day. And I just kind of do a combo of stretches that I learned from different classes. Like I go to aerial hoop, so we do stretches in there. And then also I do dance, so I learned some stretches from that, but then also just like from videos and just general. There isn't like anything particular that I do. However, one tip, if you're trying to get more flat in your splits, and this is something that one of you guys recommended to me actually, and that is once you've tried to do the splits, like you've done your warm-up stretches, then you do the splits and you know, do a combo of like holding it and then also doing like pulses and like, you know, trying to push yourself down. Get something like a yoga block or something like that and put your front leg on it as if you're going to do like over splits, and use that to like get into your splits. Basically you try and do an over split, but obviously like I can't anywhere near get to an oversplit yet. I'm like still not quite there. Like I haven't got like, you know, that good form in the splits, but I can get my thigh to touch the ground, and that is what helps me. So I like try and do an oversplit, and then after that I'll try and do it on the ground, and I can just get that little bit extra. So I definitely recommend trying to do that if you're trying to get more flat in your splits. That's one of my main tips, main hacks that I've figured out of how to increase my flexibility. What do you wish to accomplish by next year? Wow, so we actually have gone through this year really fast. I feel like we're now over halfway through the year, which is kind of crazy to me. One of my goals at the moment is to really grow my art accounts. So maybe to like hit 100k on both my art accounts would be amazing, and then like to actually start selling my artwork. That would be my dream. I mean, there's no reason why I can't do that. I've got 5 months now. So yeah, if you guys go follow me over on my art accounts, I'd really appreciate that, because that would help make that goal come true. Another one that I want to do is I'm currently working on a healthy dessert recipe book. So I'd really like to publish that this year. That would be amazing if I could do that. Are you ever going to wear makeup again? I would say yes. I definitely will wear makeup again. Like, you know, I'm probably gonna get married in the future and things like that. But will I start wearing makeup every single day? And even if I do wear makeup, will I wear the amount of makeup that I used to wear? I probably won't, at least how I feel at the moment. I mean, I'm only 20 years old. It's very, you know, a big claim to say something so solid like that when I've literally got like basically my whole life ahead of me. Like I can't make decisions for when I'm in that far in the future, you know what I mean? With how I feel at the moment, and I feel like usually when people get older, they start to feel like wearing less makeup anyways. So the fact that, you know, at 20 I've decided to stop wearing makeup probably means that I will carry on feeling like I don't want to wear as much makeup anyway. So yeah, I mean, I still sometimes wear a little bit of like a natural blush or something like that now. So yeah, when I get like married, for example, I will definitely, you know, put some blush and highlight on, maybe a little bit more than that, but like I'll just see how I feel. However, something like fake eyelashes and things like that, I probably don't really feel like I will gravitate towards wearing that sort of makeup. Where do you get non-plastic gym wear? This is a really good question. Let me show you some of my favorite gym pieces. There's actually so many different brands out there, but I'm just gonna show you a couple to keep this short. Maybe I should make like a full video about it. So I actually recently got this set. It's from Studio K, and this is made from bamboo. It's so much more comfortable, especially like these sorts of shorts. When I used to wear plastic ones, honestly, they would give me UTIs. They just feel so tight and uncomfortable, whereas this is just so much more breathable and just feels significantly more comfortable. Like I can wear this all day long, whereas the shorts that I used to wear before, or like leggings, I really didn't like wearing them. Like I would avoid wearing them. And this little set is so cute as well. It comes in loads of different colors. So this is from a brand called Studio K, if I didn't say already. I got it in size small. And this is just so pretty as well. And Studio K has loads of pretty things. I want to order more from there. This is the only thing I have at the moment. Another brand which I absolutely love is Organic Basics. These, there you go. You can see the label, Organic Basics. So these are organic cotton, and I think they have like 5% spandex in them or something like that. Maybe it's not spandex, some sort of a stretchy plastic. So it's a very low percentage, and then obviously it's organic and treated like with better dyes. So these are very comfortable, and I like these because they're fold over, but Organic Basics do so many things. Like all my underwear is from there. So I definitely recommend, like, if you want to try and start wearing less plastic, start with your underwear, try and get organic cotton underwear, and Organic Basics is perfect because they have so many different colors and styles for every single person that, like, whatever type of underwear you like wearing. I like getting boxer shorts from there for like nighttime, and then they also have like different styles of thongs and briefs and things like that. And then this one isn't organic, but it still is made from cotton. I just found this in Urban Outfitters. It's from Yet France, and this is a really comfy little sports top. So there is definitely a lot of brands out there, like even brands which aren't specifically trying to, you know, make like cotton or organic clothing, they still do have some pieces. So I definitely just recommend like looking out there. I just personally find cotton significantly more comfortable. Even if it wasn't like better for me and things like that, I would still rather wear the cotton because I just find it so much more comfortable. How do you keep your hair from looking greasy, and does it feel itchy without shampoo? So I do actually have a few videos that go very in depth to like my hair care routine and things like that, because if you haven't watched those videos, you may not know this, but I actually don't use shampoo. I haven't used shampoo in over 2 months. So one of my favorite things is using a Tampico brush to brush through my hair like almost every day to, you know, distribute the oils from the roots down to the ends of my hair. Since I stopped wearing shampoo, the ends of my hair is so much more silky and naturally like hydrated from the oils in my hair. That's kind of like the main thing, is like trying to get the grease not just to stay in your scalp, because obviously the ends of your hair, like, it's not greasy anymore, it's just like nice and hydrated. It's about the right amount of grease and it not like building up in your scalp. And then I also like to use shikakai powder as like a scalp mask, and then also doing apple cider vinegar rinses when it's like diluted with water in the shower really helps to maintain my hair being like clean and nice and fresh. And I also do like herbal tea rinses, so no, my scalp doesn't really get itchy or anything like that. Yeah, I try and keep on top of it, making sure that it doesn't build up with grease, but I also do sometimes like to just leave it and let it do its own thing, which is what I used to do anyways. When I did use shampoo, I'd only shampoo my hair like twice a week or something like that, and then just have it in like updos when it's like a little bit greasy like today. But especially because now it's summer, I'm honestly sweating so much that I have to have my hair up, and it's not always looking its best because yes, like it's hot and sweaty, and I don't want it to get, you know, all gross and just leave it down. So updos all summer, honestly, guys. When will you be bringing out another book? So as I mentioned earlier, I am working on a dessert recipe book, and they're all gonna be sugar-free, gluten-free. Most of them are gonna be like flour-free, as in I didn't wanna use like flours that you buy in a bag, because sometimes, you know, they can be kind of old and it's hard to find good quality ones. So all of the recipes are gonna have like fresh flours that you make there, and then it's really simple. You just get like buckwheat or nuts and blend it up in the blender. And that's kind of like what you use instead of a flour. So yeah, I'm really trying to make desserts. My goal with the recipe book is like, I literally eat dessert every single day. I have such a big sweet tooth, but for that to be sustainable, obviously I want to, you know, be making sure that these desserts that I'm eating aren't just like healthy, but they actually are nourishing. Like, it's a good thing for me to be eating every day because they're full of so much healthy fiber from like dates and things like that, and that's obviously also what adds sweetness. And then they've also got loads of healthy fats from the nut, from like coconut cream, coconut oil, the things that I use in it. And obviously like cacao is high in loads of nutrients and things like that. And there's gonna be a lot of different types of recipes that go into it. Some of them are gonna be raw, some of them are gonna be baked. But that was basically my goal, is to make a recipe book where these recipes are things that you can eat every single day, but it's a delicious dessert. Did you make any friends in Spain / what is the best way to meet new people in a new country? So yes, I definitely have made a few friends here in Spain, which is really nice. So I would say the best way to make new friends is to get out there. Like, you can't just sit in your house or like not do anything new and expect yourself to make friends. Like, you have to, one, be like proactive when you're in social situations, which I know can be hard, but just try and be friendly, like genuinely take an interest in people, and then like making friends won't be hard, because if you genuinely like, you know, are nice to people and ask them about their day, ask them about who they are. If you want to get to know someone and you're genuine about it, like that's how you'll easily make friends. So I go to dance classes, I go to hoop classes, also just like at the gym sometimes, you know, you can start talking to people, even just like going to cafes. Like I go to a cafe quite often and I've started making friends with people there because, you know, if you keep seeing people, you're going to start making friends with them. So yeah, just get out there and try and be a nice person. That would probably be my best tip for that. Any tips / natural affordable remedies for someone struggling with acne? So acne can be caused from so many different things, and it can be really hard. Like even for me now, I still sometimes get breakouts. And that, yeah, especially like as a woman, you know, your hormones can be constantly changing and that's quite hard to deal with. And I definitely notice, like, you know, it's my period at the moment, so I get some more breakouts. And I've also, you know, recently went on holiday, stayed up late a few nights. So there's lots of different causes to it. For like an instant treatment, I recently read this book, Perfect Skin by Alexandra Soverall, I think that's how you pronounce her surname. That has loads and loads of good tips. I definitely recommend it. One of the things she recommends is using tea tree or lavender essential oil on the breakouts, because that can really help because they're antibacterial, they're quite gentle, and also like it will help calm down the breakout, because the main thing is you don't want to like spread it. Like if you get one spot, that's fine, but it's then when that one spot turns into a patch of spots, that's when it can, you know, obviously worsen. So putting, you know, some essential oil can help clear up that spot so it doesn't turn into more. And also she speaks about doing a bit of like an elimination diet where you like try and figure out if you're maybe like something you're eating is, you know, disrupting your body, like your body is in alignment with it. So maybe that would probably be one of the best ways, and like quite affordable. Obviously, you know, slowly, easily cut out just like one type of food and see if that's like what's irritating you. I know for a lot of people that can be dairy, for some people it can be sugar, others it can be gluten and things like that. So there's many different things that could be irritating your body. If you view it as your acne is a sign from your body that your body is upset about something, then it's much easier to have like a better mindset about it and not feel, you know, as bad, because your body's just communicating with you. So don't feel bad if you get a spot, but also don't try and be like, oh, I need to get rid of the spot. No, you need to figure out like why your body has made this happen, and then like you're not trying to fight the acne or anything like that. You're just trying to, you know, get your body in balance again, and then it will naturally disappear. What's your proudest moment? PS, love you and your family. Thank you, Lydia. That's really quite a deep question. When I decided to quit makeup, I'm very proud of myself for doing that, and that I've actually, you know, stuck to it. And especially when there were days where it's like really hard at first, you know, I'd take a photo or I'd be filming a video and I just wouldn't feel good about myself. But I was like, no, I need to stick to this because it just wasn't what I wanted to be doing anymore. I'm proud of myself that I wrote my books. I'm so proud of myself for that, especially my first one, Awkward to Awesome. I wrote that when I was 14 years old, which is just crazy. I'm so proud of myself that I stuck to actually writing a full book. Like that was a lot of dedication. It took me a year to write, and I'm just so proud of myself that I actually did that, because it's just kind of opened my eyes up to the fact that I did that when I was 14. I'm like, wow, I can actually like, there's anything I wanted to do, if I stick to it enough, I can definitely do it. I'm also proud of myself for sticking to the gym and working out, and the fact that I'm now able to do 10 pull-ups. And I couldn't also do a pull-up with a 10 kg weight. I'm very proud of myself for that. What does your gym routine consist of? Is it fixed or does it change on whatever you feel like? There is definitely a bit of a routine, but I would say it's more of like a flexible routine. I have classes, but sometimes, you know, like now it's summer, some of the classes aren't happening, or, you know, like my teacher will be on holiday or something like that. So even those classes are a little bit flexible. And then my actual gym routine, like when I go to gym, not like as part of a class, is also kind of flexible. I like to listen to my body based on how hard I push myself at the gym and things like that. Sometimes I'll just do body weight if I'm not feeling that great. Like today, I'm going to be going to the gym after filming this video, and it's my period, so I'm not feeling the best. So I'm probably not gonna lift that much weights. I'm probably just gonna focus more on like body weight, practice some of my skills, because I feel quite excited to do that. So I'm just gonna focus on what I actually feel like excited to do, and just be, you know, my main thing is actually like sticking to the routine of actually going to the gym. I think that's the most important thing, not necessarily if you're like only do a light workout, that's okay sometimes if you're feeling a bit meh. Like, it's actually better to just listen to your body. If you're like trying to lift really heavy and do like a super grueling workout every single time you go to gym, even though your body is telling you like, no, I need a rest, that's counterintuitive. That's not going to give you, you know, good results that you want. How do you know how much to eat for maintenance without tracking calories? I mean, I've never tracked calories in my life, so maybe like this is something very like personal and would vary person to person. Part of it for me is the fact that I only try and focus on what I'm eating and not how much. I eat however much of a food that I want, as long as it's actually like something which has nutrients and can fuel my body. Something like you know, a burger from a fast food place. No, I'm not gonna eat that in general, because that doesn't really have any benefit to my body. Whereas like last night I did eat burgers, but they were my mum's homemade ones. They were like a nice good quality, you know, bread, and it didn't have any, you know, like artificial additives and weird stuff that some food can have nowadays. It was just like real traditional food, and it was really delicious, and I ate as much of it as I wanted. And because I'm very active as well, that makes my appetite quite, you know, high. So I just listen to it, like my body needs to eat as much as it wants. And also sometimes I'll have days where I'm just not that hungry, and sometimes it will get to 12 p.m. and I only start to feel hungry then. So sometimes I won't even like force myself to eat too early in the morning. But also I think a good way is actually ironically trying to eat at the same times will help you like regulate, because if you're constantly eating like at random times, like snacking, I guess that can be a way where you will end up eating too much or too little. Because sometimes I find when I snack, the food probably won't be like as good as like eating a proper meal, but then I won't be hungry when it comes to my actual proper meal. So then I probably end up eating less, or obviously if you're snacking, you could easily end up eating way more than what you normally would. So yeah, just making sure you actually focus on your meals being nutritious and filling. That is probably the best way. How long did it take you to get your first pull-up, and what helped you do it? I remember when I started rock climbing when I was 18, I just turned 18, and I could not do one pull-up. I don't think I'd ever done a pull-up in my life. No, I hadn't. And I don't really remember when I could do it, to be honest, because I didn't really train pull-ups. I remember there was one time that we went on holiday and there was a gym at the hotel we were staying at. So then I went to the gym, and I think I just started like climbing, or maybe, yeah, this was like when I just started climbing. So I was like getting into a little bit like, oh, I want to get climbing, I want to do climbing. Oh, I need to be stronger to be able to do these climbs that I want to do, because obviously like climbing requires a lot of pull strength. So climbing goes very much hand in hand with doing pull-ups. So I couldn't do a pull-up at that point. And then I don't remember when I could. I honestly don't remember how long it took me, because it was like I couldn't do pull-ups, and then I'd been climbing for a while, and then I could do some. So it was just from climbing, like it just kind of naturally happened. I didn't train to get my first pull-up. It just kind of organically happened from going rock climbing all the time. So if you find a sport that you enjoy that involves pull strength, then you will naturally be able to get your first few pull-ups without even training for them, like what I did, as long as you're doing like the sport regularly enough. Or you can just keep going to the gym and trying like scapular pull-ups, where it's where you just do little pull-ups like that, or you can do them with bands, and just be patient and you will slowly get there. How do you not feel insecure when people come close to you and they see your textured face? This is a really good question, and it's something that obviously I have been working on for many years, because I started getting spots when I was like 12, so I started getting a bit of texture then, but I wasn't too bothered about it. It wasn't until I got to like 15 that my acne worsened quite a bit, and I had like a lot of breakouts, but even then it was just like actual spots. So like obviously the texture of the spots bothered me, but then as I got older, a few years after that, obviously all of that like quite deep, like I had like proper, you know, the ones where it's like under your skin, that obviously left me with a lot of scarring. So now I have quite a lot of texture like on my cheeks and even a little bit on my forehead, because when I first started getting spots, they were all like in my T-zone. I mean, I'm gonna be 100% honest, I don't feel 100% not insecure about it, which is okay. Like, it's normal to feel, you know, insecure about certain things, but as long as you're not letting it like hold you back. So no, I'm never gonna like not meet up with people or, you know, avoid social interactions because of my face, because I realized that everyone has their own insecurities, and you know, I've met a lot of people who also have facial texture, and it doesn't ever make me think less of them or make me think that, like, you know, a gross person or anything like that. So I have to remind myself that people, if they're, you know, a nice person, they're gonna be thinking the same about me. They're not gonna judge me based on it, and in fact it kind of just shows that they're real and that they've probably, you know, struggled with something in their life, and, you know, maybe feel like a little bit of sympathy for them, or just like either not really think about it at all though, because that's the thing, when you're like talking to someone, you're not looking at them and studying their imperfections like what you do when you look at yourself in the mirror. So when someone's with you and they're talking to you, they're listening to what you're talking about, they're enjoying spending time with you, they're not like, you know, trying to pick you apart like what a lot of people do to themselves in the mirror. So that's just important to remind yourself. Other people do not care about you in general, but especially like how you look, as much as what you care about yourself, because they're too busy caring about their own self and their own insecurities. Everyone has some sort of insecurity, even if it's not something about their looks, it'll be about something else. So that's just the most important thing to remember, to never let it stop you from doing the things that you want to do. But it is normal to experience those feelings. If it's something you can't change or you don't want to change, then you just gotta accept it. So yeah, I accept that this is what my skin looks like, and you know, I'm gonna do things to slowly help change it, but it's not something I can change overnight. You know, my skin needs time to heal, so I just have to accept that this is how I look, and that's okay. Like, I'm totally okay with it. What kind of healthy snack do you have when you crave something sweet? If it's like after I came back from the gym, if I don't already have a bit of cake that I made earlier that day, then I will definitely get some apple and nut butter. I like almond butter or cashew butter, hazelnut butter, they're all delicious. And I like cinnamon on it as well. Sometimes I add a bit of cinnamon. Or you could do like a hot chocolate. Sometimes I get cacao butter and melt it with cocoa powder and a little bit of milk, and oh my gosh, it's delicious. Like, I like hot chocolate where it's like real chocolate almost. I've also done it with carob before bed, so then it doesn't have any of the stimulant that can be in chocolate, and that's also very delicious. You can make like chia pudding. That's a really quick thing to make. A bit of chia seeds and milk, and then you could add like a sweetener like agave to it if you want, or, you know, like some natural jam or something like that. And I love custard apples. I'm so sad because it's not custard apple season, but when it was custard apple season, oh my gosh, I can sit there and eat 5 custard apples in one go, and I'm not really a fruity person, but custard apples are next level amazingness. Oh, I forgot to mention, of course, dates. Dates is also a great snack. I don't even like view them as a fruit almost. They're just like actual like toffees. Like, it's basically nature's own caramel candy sweet. Like, it's just amazing, and especially if you put like nut butter and a bit of salt on it, delicious, and of course really quick to like prepare as well. So that's probably my favorite like quick little snack that I'll have like after coming back from the gym or that sort of thing. So that's all my questions. You can leave some more below in the comments for my next Q&A video, as I know there was a lot more questions that I didn't get time to answer today, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!